Your WXXV News 25 forecast first. Powered by Mississippi Power.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the final 8 o'clock hour of WXXV News 25. Today, cold start this morning. Multiple locations dipped into the mid and upper 30s. Below seasonal values will continue. We're only going to max out at 61 degrees. And with the windy conditions, it's going to feel much colder. This is your forecast first. WXXV News 25, 8 o'clock hour kicks off now.
Coming up on WXXV News 25, the Peter Anderson Festival is this weekend in Ocean Springs. We'll tell you what you need to know.
And the Federal Reserve is set to make an announcement about interest rates this afternoon. What this could mean to your wallet. Coming up.
Also this weekend, the Jackson County Animal Shelter is hosting its annual pet adoption event. You got to be there. We're encouraging everyone to participate. And there are details on that coming up. Look at those puppy faces straight ahead.
Your news live right now. WXXV News 25.
How you doing? Good morning, everybody. I'm Rick Boone, the news director here at WXXV, sitting in for Ansley. I'm sitting in for Ansley. You're sitting in for
me.
For you? No, you're Grant.
For Grant, yeah.
We got to fill in the blanks here. Ansley and Grant, they're off doing some great things this morning. Rob is hanging out with us. Thank you for leading the ship here, because I don't know what I'm doing.
Man, it looks professional. It looks like you certainly didn't
Winging
miss
it.
a beat. Rick Boone is our new news director. As of several months ago.
Yeah.
My man used to do this right here, so he's used to it.
Well, yeah, I did it for a few years, in a couple of months.
Guys, it's cold out there this morning. We got a lot to cover. What we got, Trey?
Yeah, it's cold. I can tell you personally. Walked in about 15 minutes ago. It's like Rob was right yesterday. It's a little cold, but not every day you get to be on the desk with Rick and Rob. So let's get right to those hometown hellos. We got some viewers telling us what's going on this morning. And
that's right. Let's see what's going on. You got to roll it. You got to roll it.
I got to roll it.
I'm not used to
Rick and Rob are already rolling this morning.
I'm not used to reading
not
everything
rolling
here. Yeah, we're rolling.
All right,
I'm chill.
Rick.
Okay, let's see who's watching us this morning. Obviously, you're watching us this morning, but also watching us this morning in our hometown hellos.
We've got Desiree Spellings tuning in to WXXV with her 4 dogs, George, Biggs, Sky, and Jolly from Ocean Springs.
I wonder which one's the biggest one.
I would say Big. I'm just guessing there, but I love the 2.
I'm gonna go with Jolly.
I love the 2. You put Big and Sky. You got Big Sky, man. You got the Montana area right there.
Yeah.
Paulette and Stu Mitchell, they're also tuning in this morning. And good morning to both of you. They're from the Carrier area.
And Bonnie?
Yeah, Bonnie and Wilson and her good boy Skeeter say good morning from Pascagoula.
That's
How
right.
about that?
Yeah.
Well, good morning to all of you, and thank you for definitely watching. And if you want to add your hometown hello, you can do that on our Facebook page. But Rob's got some cold for you.
Yeah, it's cold, man. You know, I've been telling Rick and our viewers, y'all know me, man. I don't care for this anymore. This is about all of winter that I care for. We got the 30s in the area, guys. We got the mid and upper 30s. A couple of locations in the 40s, and it's going to be below seasonal values as well. This needs to occur on Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And that's about it. The high pressure has moved into the northwest. Right over Arkansas, it's providing for a colder, drier air mass coming in out of the northeast. Below seasonal values will be the trend all the way through Friday, as the warm-up will then occur heading into the first weekend of November. Right now, no joke, folks, low 40s along the beachfront, 40 degrees, that's in Bay St. Louis, 42 in Gulfport through Ocean Springs, mid and upper 30s inland. The coldest spot is Poplarville at 37 degrees. And keep in mind, these are now updated values. They're warmer than the overnight low. Coming up in a few minutes, I'll be back to let you know how things are going to shape up heading towards and through the weekend.
Chilly day, everybody, so be sure to bundle up and take care of your pets and your plants out there as well. Let's take a look at traffic conditions across South Mississippi. This is Mississippi 57 north of US 90. A little bit of traffic hitting there. I guess some people are trying to get to work. Best advice, you're out on the roads this morning or going out on the roads, take it slow. You know what? It's okay to be late, but it's great to be there alive. So be safe and be safe.
Absolutely, safety over speed. Breaking overnight, the Biden administration says it strongly opposes the House's passage of the Israel Supplemental Appropriations Act. House Republicans plan to provide $14.3 billion in aid to Israel by cutting Internal Revenue Service funding, and that's without providing aid to Ukraine. President Biden has threatened to veto the bill, and were the bill to pass, he would veto the bill. The White House's Office of Management and Budget released a statement saying, quote, "The bill is bad for Israel, the Middle East region, and for national security." In the first major legislative action under new Speaker Mike Johnson, House Representatives Republicans unveiled the standalone supplemental spending bill only for Israel on Monday. This is despite President Biden's request for $106 billion, that is with a B, billion-dollar aid package that would include aid for Israel and Ukraine.
Well, this morning, the Biloxi Police Department is asking for your help in finding a missing teen. Anna Campos de Silva is 15 and was last seen on October 30th around 6:30 in the morning. She was walking to school, but the school notified her father she never showed up. Here's a picture you see on your screen right now. And the last known location for her was near the Edgewater Mall and then Hard Rock Casino. That's along 90. She was last described, or her latest description, she was wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, black pants, and a black backpack. Anna is believed to be staying with friends, but if you see her, contact Biloxi Police or Coast Crime Stoppers. Mississippi Highway Patrol announced on Facebook today that retired K-9 Lando has passed away. Lando served 2 tours in the U.S. Army, being deployed to Afghanistan for both. Afterwards, he served 5.5 years with MHP before retiring in 2020. You'll be missed, Lando, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for your service. Well, if you're looking to adopt a new furry friend out there, there may be a place just perfect for you this morning in Ocean Springs.
That's right, Rick, and the Jackson County Animal Shelter is hosting their annual pet adoption event this weekend. So we've got News 25's Austin Lindsay out there with more details in Jackson County. Austin, it's good to hear from you. How's it going out there?
How's it going, Trey and Rick? It's a bit chilly, not a bit chilly, a lot of chilly, yes. The chill is in the air here to start off November. But yes, I'm here at the Jackson County Shelter where they will host their pet adoption coming up the pet adoption event coming up this weekend. Now, that is at the Pete Anderson Festival in Ocean Springs. The event will be held at the Val's Bar and Grill on Government Street. Now, if you're seriously thinking about or even considering adopting a dog or a cat or whatever you decide, today is the day. You'll be able to take these animals out on a short walk this weekend and get to meet them and socialize with them. Now, the shelter is in a bit of a crisis as the shelter has become overcrowded with over 200 animals on site right now, and they're trying to get some of these animals to find a home. But for now, in Jackson County, Austin Lindsay, WXXV News. Back to you all, Rick and Trey.
If Austin's out there braving the cold, you can too go get yourself a furry friend. Coming up this weekend, Stone County will tip its hat to its farming heritage. The Heritage Farming Live event will be held at the Stone County Fairground and Covered Arena on Friday and Saturday. See how life was in the early days of Stone County. Featured this year will be an appearance by native Choctaw Indians performing native dances and playing stickball. There will also be local craftsmen and women showing their wares such as basket weaving and blacksmithing. There also will be 10 teams demonstrating mule pulls. Heritage Farming is open Friday noon to 5 p.m. and Saturday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Well, the Biloxi Chamber of Commerce hosted a State of Keesler Air Force Base annual call.
That's right. The morning call was held in the Bay Breeze Event Center on the base. During the event, commanders shared information on the Air Force, but stressed the importance of being vigilant of potential foreign threats. The commanders also discussed the drop in recruitment to the Air Force over the past year and how they're working towards reversing that trend. Colonel Billy Pope Jr., commander of the 81st Training Wing, had this to share on the address.
The Secretary of Defense has put us on a really clear standing to focus on that near-peer competitor that is China. You heard the general say China, 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 right? And so it's a whole-of-nation problem. And as we look at it from a Department of Defense perspective and from an Air Force perspective, we're focused on how we build and mature and train that force that's necessary to meet those near-peer threats, right? So recruiting and training become huge challenges for us.
To combat the downtrend in recruitment, Colonel Pope says the Air Force is tailoring its development process to be more immersive for younger cadets to make being an airman more attractive for potential recruits.
Well, the Long Beach Fire Department Station Number 3 is coming together. And there used to be a station in Industrial Park, but it sustained damage after Hurricane Katrina. FEMA decided to build a wall around the building, which resulted in mold growth. Harrison County was able to pay for half, $1.1 million demolition and rebuild as well. The price seems steep, but it's set to be extremely durable fire station that will withstand up to, get this, 175-mile-per-hour wind. That's pretty impressive. That's like a Hurricane 3, was it stage 3 or something like that? And has a metal framing rather than the traditional wood frame.
I hope we did a good enough job that this will be still be a good building 50 years from now. So be a good value for the taxpayer.
Also, we're learning the station should be finished by November or early December. Also this morning, residents of D'Iberville participated in a trunk or treat at the Bobby L.U. Terrace Sports Complex. Many local businesses participated in setting up tables and handing out a wide variety of candy. Oh, candy so good. The ample amount of security allowed for a safe and fun event for all to enjoy, and many people came out. In fact, they ran out of candy in the first hour. Those kids are very happy to get some good sweets.
Wow, they really got that candy and ate it all up. Peter Anderson Festival is happening this weekend, and there will be some road closures for the event. But don't worry, the closures don't start until 3 in the morning on Saturday. Those closures are set to end at 7 in the evening on Sunday. And a reminder, it's up to the police whether to add, remove, or relocate barricades. No golf carts, skateboards, or bikes will be allowed within the footprint of the festival. Cars parked within the festival footprint will be towed starting at 3:30 in the morning on Saturday. Coast Transit and the YMCA will provide transportation to the festival as well. CTA will pick up at Greyhound Stadium, and the YMCA will offer pickups at Upper Elementary and Oak Park.
And before we head to break, it's time for our daily poll.
Oh, it is, Rick. And question today, have you started your holiday shopping? Thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no.
I haven't done that yet. And you can vote by going online right now to our website, WXXV25.com, and click on the WXXV vote link in the drop-down menu box. Or, pretty easy, just take your phone and hit that QR code on your screen right now.
Coming up, the Federal Reserve is scheduled to make an announcement on interest rates later today. What are experts predicting after the break?
And we've got a cold and windy start this morning, but how long will this winter spell last? I'll let you know after the break.
And as always, for the latest news and weather, all you have to do is visit our website, WXXV25.com. And if you see news happening where you live, reach out to us by email at news@WXXV25.com. Let's take a quick look at traffic. Here's I-10 West. This is the Gaucher Van Cleve Road, and both sides of the road moving smoothly this morning.
Your news live right now. WXXV News 25. your weather authority. Sponsored by Red Pest Solutions, celebrating 70 years.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's hump day. We're cruising towards the first weekend of November. Man, it feels like January out there. Even February, temperatures are in the 30s, but they're slowly starting to modify. With a north wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour, it feels colder, not to mention the wind gusts, which they continue into the 20 mile per hour range. 22 miles per hour is a peak 2-minute wind speed average in Gulfport, 26 in Ocean Springs, Lucedale 23. Temperatures, it feels like the mid and upper 30s to the low 40s, and that's where the ambient numbers are as well. The wind chill playing a minor factor this morning. We're going to continue to find this colder, drier air mass moving through. A beautiful view through today, but if you work in the elements, layering, that's the name of the game for today. Sunny skies, 61 degrees, a good 8 degrees below seasonal values, and the blustery conditions with that north wind will continue 10 to 20 with occasional gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Now, the red flag warning, this continues until 9 a.m. I do believe they may extend this through tomorrow morning with the dry conditions and the elevated winds, which will continue through tonight. Windy today, breezy tomorrow. Winds will taper off this evening as overnight lows will drop into the 30s once again. 37 degrees is going to be a beautiful moonlit and star-filled night. You know, when we have this colder, drier air mass, it has a negative buoyancy. It sinks throughout the atmosphere. Here along the Gulf South, Gulf of Mexico, you can throw a stone and hit it, right? We've got all the salt, the pollutants in the atmosphere. We don't notice it, but it does get rather hazy. I promise you, today, take a look at the horizon. You're going to be like, wow, look at how nice that view is due to the colder, drier air. Nice, crisp view overnight. Crisp temperatures as well. 37 degrees will feel like the upper 20s with the wind chill. And the tower cam this morning from Hancock County, H.L. Raymond Properties, top Dan B's. I've aimed it a little bit towards the north. There's downtown Bay St. Louis, the restaurants. It's a nice view, but again, it is very cold as you're heading out the door. Nothing popping up with Mississippi Power Doppler this morning. The area of high pressure well to the northwest has shifted further to its southeast. It's just down the street, sitting over Arkansas right now. It's going to continue to suppress the atmosphere, providing for this drier air mass. I mean, ridiculously dry. And this is going to continue over the next several days. Friday into the weekend, the moisture buildup starts around the southern plains, and that's going to pool all the way up to the Midwest. And by Sunday into early next week, we'll see that moisture fetch moving east throughout the Gulf South as well. Very, very dry today, folks. A high temperature of 61 degrees. Plenty of sunshine with winds occasionally gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Clear and cold overnight. 37 degrees will feel like the upper 20s. The warm-up begins tomorrow. We'll be in the mid-60s tomorrow. Breezy, not windy, breezy tomorrow. And then by Friday, back into the low 70s with plenty of sunshine. I did mention it's the first weekend of November. I'll be back in a few minutes with the 7-day forecast.
All right, thanks so much there, Rob. From some weather numbers to some financial numbers, the Federal Reserve will be front and center this afternoon with the latest announcement on interest rates. Many analysts expect the Feds will hold rates steady, leaving them the highest they've been in more than 2 decades. John Lawrence reports.
The Federal Reserve isn't deflating its fight against inflation.
It's moved down, but the pace of progress has slowed. There's still a ways to go to get to that desired 2% mark.
Despite that, most economists predict Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell will hold interest rates steady for the second time in a row.
Market interest rates have gone up mightily since the beginning of August. And so that does a lot of the Fed's dirty work for them. They can afford to hold off on raising rates further at this juncture.
The U.S. economy had a strong third quarter, thanks in large part to robust consumer spending. However, even if interest rates stay the same, they're still at a level not seen in 22 years. And some analysts say that could cause financial concerns.
I think if you paint with a broad brush, it ignores the reality that about 60% of households are living paycheck to paycheck. We've seen credit card balances going up at a time when credit card rates are at a record high. People are not financing purchases at 20% interest because everything's wonderful.
The Federal Reserve has raised interest rates 11 times since March of last year, and Fed officials say a 12th hike is possible in December.
We're headed towards a serious fiscal crisis in the country and do need to start having the conversation about what to cut.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
John, thank you. The U.S. economy may soon hit a snag for various reasons, including the resumption of the student loan repayments, soaring bond yields, and a possible government shutdown. later this month. Basically, we've got to stay tuned and find out what's next. And speaking of that, coming up next here on News 25 this morning, the FBI are back on the scene of crime in Moscow, Idaho. The details when we come back.
Welcome back. Investigators are now allowed back inside the Moscow, Idaho home where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered nearly 1 year ago. FBI investigators are back at the home this week gathering documentation to construct a physical model of the home as well as visual and audio exhibits. The plywood put up to secure the windows and doors of the house has been removed until investigators have completed their work. This as the trial for suspect Brian Koberger has been delayed indefinitely. That's after waiving his right to a speedy trial. The University of Idaho intends to demolish the house once the trial concludes. Confessed killer Jordan Vandersloot is back in Peru 1 day after his extradition was delayed due to a plane malfunction. The 36-year-old Dutch national was escorted by U.S. Marshals to the Birmingham International Airport this morning and turned over to Peruvian authorities for the trip back to Lima. He will serve the remainder of his prison sentence in Peru. Vandersloot pled guilty in Alabama federal court earlier this month to extortion and wire fraud in connection to the 2005 murder of Natalie Holloway. As part of the plea, Vandersloot gave details about Holloway's death in Aruba. That provides a closure for her family following a decades-long crusade to name her killer. Vandersloot received a 20-year sentence for the 2 convictions in Alabama. The U.S. sentence will be served concurrently with his 28-year sentence for the 2010 murder of Lima College student Stephanie Flores.
And now, your weather authority.
24 minutes after 8 a.m. Temperatures are slowly warming. The majority of the sites dropped into the mid and upper 30s earlier this morning, rebounding back into the low 40s here along the beachfront. Upper 30s to 40 degrees. Inland Bogalusa is now at 40 degrees. The wind chill does take a few degrees off the ambient temperatures. And speaking of the wind chill, well, they continue to gust into the 20-mile-per-hour range. Into the mid-20s for the most part. We're going to continue to find blustery conditions. And with that being a north wind, it's bringing in a very dry air mass. Typically on a summer afternoon, I know we're not in summer, but typically on a summer afternoon, this is where we bottom out at. We're starting off the day in the 50s, folks, this afternoon. RH is going to drop into the 20% range. Clean sweep with Mississippi Power Doppler. Today's high temperature 61 degrees, sunny and windy. 37 overnight will feel like the upper 20s, and then the warming trend begins into and through the first weekend of November. Low 70s Friday, mid and upper 70s this weekend.
Wow, what a trend, Rob. Coming up after the break, Israeli forces say an attack which destroyed a refugee camp killed a senior Hamas commander. The latest from the Middle East and Washington, D.C. when we come back. But first, let's take another quick look at your morning traffic. Here's I-10 East at the Welcome Center near the state line, and traffic is flowing smoothly and promptly in both directions.
Today, Israel continues its ground offense into Gaza. Israeli forces say the attack, which destroyed a refugee camp, killed a senior Hamas commander. The UN calls the situation in Gaza a health catastrophe. While back here at home in America, Congress grapples with passing aid for Israel and Ukraine as well. Chris Pallone has the latest this morning from Washington.
Israel says an attack on a refugee camp near Gaza City killed a senior Hamas commander, one of the leaders of the October 7th massacre of more than 1,000 Israelis. A nearby Hamas-run hospital said dozens were killed and hundreds injured. NBC News cannot independently confirm those figures.
This is another way.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken told a Senate committee the humanitarian situation in Gaza is becoming increasingly dire.
First, let's be clear that the needs are desperate. The needs for the most basic things: food, water, medicine, fuel. All of these are literally a matter of life and death.
Hospitals in Gaza are barely functioning.
This has been a massacre that's been unfolding, and now we're getting to the final chapter of this massacre where even the wounded will not be spared. The world needs to intervene now.
It is.
On Capitol Hill, two Biden cabinet secretaries urged the Senate to pass a new foreign aid package to help two pivotal allies defend themselves.
In both Israel and Ukraine, democracies are fighting ruthless foes who are out to annihilate them.
Congressional Republicans divided on whether to continue supporting Ukraine in its fight against Russia. The new House Speaker, Mike Johnson, supports a bill with aid for Israel only.
To separate the package is naive, because the threats have commonality.
The FBI director warning Hamas's actions could inspire terror attacks against Americans.
This is not a time for panic, but it is a time for vigilance.
Christopher Wray telling a Senate committee the U.S. hasn't seen such a threat since the rise of ISIS years ago.
In moments, Rob's got your forecast before you head out the door. Good morning to you, everybody. We're right back with you.
Your WXXV News 25 forecast first. Powered by Mississippi Power.
Overnight temperatures are warming, but it's still too cold for your boy. You know me in summertime. Temperatures are now in the upper 30s, low 40s. We're going to see the mercury max out in the low 60s. Plenty of sunshine. Windy conditions will continue through today, gusting to about 30 miles per hour. This is your forecast first. WXXV News 25. The final half hour on this Wednesday starts.
Your news live right now. WXXV News 25.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Rick Boone, the news director here at WXXV. We're sitting in for Ansley and Grant. Got Trey here, and Rob, as always, is here. And you know, we've been sitting around for the past hour doing this. I can tell you, this has been a blast.
You having fun?
Yeah. Nice. I don't want to do it every morning because I'm not as professional and perfect as Ansley and Grant. I'm really not. And you know, you got to have youth and energy, and you got it all. I ain't got it.
Well, we try, man. We try. We're not going to tell you how we get there. We're just, you know, it's like, you don't want to know how the sausage
No, we
is
call
made.
that Rick.
Exactly.
Rob knows what we call it. What do we call that?
The Big Rob energy.
That's right.
The
Okay. Gotcha.
That Big Rob energy.
So what do we do now?
Yeah, well, this is the part where our viewers have commented and they tell us what's going on and what they're up to this morning. And tell us
Hometown hello.
Hometown hello.
There you go.
Another creation thought of our good Rick Boone here.
I do nothing.
Well, starting off this morning, we've got Karen Longstaff, who is turning in this morning from the Petal community. That is just to the north of Bond and Stone County area. So
That's correct, yeah. And another Karen, but this time Karen Farner tunes in this morning along with their dogs, Jake, Abby, and Finn. Got them all.
I like that. I like
really
that.
Nice. And finally this morning, Samantha John. I'm sorry.
No, it was you. I just wanted to add in Samantha because I hadn't said anything during this time. So I just want to add in just one word.
Well, go ahead and take it.
No. I don't want to interrupt the great Rob.
Samantha John is tuning in this morning. Right down the street, well, a little bit more than down the street. She's from the Latimer community, along with her fur babies, Winston and Frenchie, and we thank you all for watching. You know, folks, if you haven't done so, all you got to do is go to our webpage, WXXV25 Facebook page, that is. It's pinned to the top of the page. Say hello, where you're from. If it's from a community we're not familiar with, give us a point of reference. If you got fur babies, we need proof. We got to see those pictures.
Yeah, we want to see those pictures, and that gets Rob really excited.
He's got a special
place in his
heart for
animals.
And you know, one of our phrases here at News 25, adopt, don't shop.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need a $500 dog when you can't pay the electric bill.
I know.
Go down to the shelter, get one of those cute boys and girls, take them home. They're going to love you for life. You know, I've had, to ramble on a little bit, people have said, you know, I want a purebred this, that, and that, and only if it's a girl. Oh, dude, bro, you know how much you're mixed with? You know how much I'm mixed with? And you're talking about getting a purebred. Come on now. Yeah. Go down and get one of those babies.
I'm with you. We got a place for people to go coming up in just a little bit.
Yeah, we sure do. Rick's right. But Rob, before we go, real quick, did you ever get an answer to your Waffle House question?
What was this? Did I miss this?
He put out a challenge yesterday.
Okay.
Viewer gets his question correct.
Nobody got it right. Nobody got it right. Kaylee was dressed up in costume yesterday. Yes. We asked what she was dressed at. Nobody got the question correct. So I treated myself to Waffle House all the way home myself.
I love the grits.
What was the correct answer?
I forget.
I don't remember what it was.
I forget. What did you get it? What was?
She was a dinosaur.
Oh, dinosaur.
No. That was an anime.
Deny off screen.
There was an anime from something from a couple of years ago.
I think viewers are saying.
There you go. See?
Okay, the news director. I mean, let's keep this show moving.
Let's go,
moving. Viewers,
we're going to end up in his office.
We got here this morning. It's cold out there, folks. High pressure is now moving into the region. Temperatures are starting to warm, but this cold, dry air mass is going to continue over the next couple of days. The moisture flow is non-existent. That won't rebound until this weekend. So cooler temperatures slowly rebounding into the first weekend of November. Right now, blustery conditions continues and it makes temperatures feel even colder. We've got winds of 20 to 26 miles per hour. And keep in mind, that is a gust, not a sustained wind. Folks, here's a look at traffic. I-10 east at mile marker 55. On the interstate, traffic is flowing along nicely. Highway 49 in Saussure, northbound, there is a wreck. Traffic is not blocked off, but there are some delays. So again, just heads up, be careful in that area. Trey, I've already got the traffic cam covered, my man.
Appreciate that, Rob. If you're looking to adopt a furry friend, as we were just referring to, the event Rick referenced just moments ago is coming up in Ocean Springs just for you.
That's right. The Jackson County Animal Shelter is hosting their annual pet adoption event on November 4th and 5th. This is also coinciding with both days of the Peter Anderson Festival. This year, the event will be hosted at Val's Bar and Grill on Government Street. Adoption coordinator, who was just on the air yesterday, you interviewed her, Trey. She says the adoption event is a great way to get to know a potential pet outside the shelter, and also everyone is invited to be there and to say hi to those cute little puppies and cats. Adoption is very, very important. You want to be at this event.
That's correct.
Adoptions have been decreasing to me and more coming in. So I just think people need to think about saving a life. You know, it's unconditional love you're going to get from a pet. You're saving something and it's rewarding. There's a lot. We're full. We stay full. You know, we get animals adopted and then they come right back in and fill the cages up. So we've got like around 220 animals right now, and we're running out of space. You know, like I said, we need people to spay and neuter, adopt, come look for your animal if they're lost. It's a problem with all the animals coming in.
We want to ask our viewers to help the animal shelter reach their goal of finding homes for all 200 plus animals. The weekend after next, Jackson County Animal Shelter will also be hosting another event in Ocean Springs. The annual pet adoption and supply drive at Quake's Ice Cream Creamery will be in memory of Sophia Myers, an Ocean Springs child who loved volunteering at the shelter. She died due to brain cancer in 2017.
Well, how much is too much candy? News 25's Brooke Parker went out into the community to see what some folks thought about that question.
There's never enough candy. At least that's what the kids would say if you asked them. But I went to the people who are buying the candy to see just what their limit was. Americans are expected to spend $3.6 billion on Halloween candy, according to the National Retail Federation. With prices on the rise, candy is a little more expensive this year, but it's not enough to stop hungry trick-or-treaters. To that, the Maistovich family says bring it on. The money is nothing in comparison to seeing children enjoy the holiday.
Went and got some more, so we're probably at about $200 after, and the joy of the kids, you know, getting candy, seeing all the decorations, you know, they really do love it. Like,
if you visit their house on Lakeview Drive, you'll notice a sign out front raising awareness for CASA.
if we're getting the extra attention at our house, we'd like it to go to a good cause.
Wishing you a sweet and happy Halloween in Ocean Springs, Brooke Parker, WXXV News 25.
And here are some answers off our Facebook page. Jessica said that she spent over $500 on candy, full-size candy bars. Denise said she spent around $240 on bags of candy. And Kelly said she spent so much she's just too embarrassed to say. But thank you, everyone, for spending so much and making people's Halloween a great night.
Wow. Well, head to Mobile this weekend if you want to take part in a Heart Walk. Local Mobile businesses are fundraising this year's campaign. The American Heart Association will walk at the Mobile Heart Walk on November 4th, starting at 8 in the morning. The walk started at the South Alabama Bell Tower on the USA campus. Everyone is encouraged to dress in their Heart Walk best. Participants can find the registration for the Heart Walk on our website, WXXV25.com. Participants can create personal fundraising pages and download the Heart Walk mobile app.
A real estate trade group and several companies found guilty of conspiracy. Jane King is next with details with your morning business report.
Out the door this morning, we've got an absolutely gorgeous view, but it is cold. Coming up after the break, a look at the temperatures and the forecast.
And as always, for the latest news and weather, all you have to do is visit our website, WXXV25.com.
And if you see news happening where you live, reach out to us by email. Yeah, hit us up at news@WXXV25.com.
Let's take a quick look at traffic. Here's another look at I-10 East at mile marker 55, and thankfully, once again, to report to you, traffic is flowing smoothly on both sides.
Your news live right now. WXXV News 25.
Jay, can you tell me why you're here today?
Heat for the holidays. Brian Younger with Geiger Heating and Air.
I can go for a mic check. You could tell me why you're here today. Just state your name.
Peyton Younger here for Heat for the holidays.
Can you hear him? Or you need? Okay.
And now, your Weather Authority. Sponsored by Red Pest Solutions, celebrating 70 years.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back from the break. We've got a gorgeous view. The feel. Now, that's a different story. We've got the 30s, folks, but it feels even colder with the wind chill. And by the way, blustery conditions continues. Notice the change throughout the region. Clouds have dissipated. The upper level feature yesterday moved east, cleansed the atmosphere. High pressure to the northwest, now shaping the forecast, and that is going to continue through the first weekend of November. Not a single thing being picked up with Mississippi Power Doppler and breaking down your hump day forecast. Plenty of sunshine. We'll get that out of the way. It's going to be windy as well. Today, winds are going to gust into the 20-mile-per-hour range. That's up to about 30 miles, but that should be about the extent. Now, in its own, that northeasterly wind is a colder, drier air mass. Some sunshine, well, actually, a good bit of sunshine will negate some of that cold air. We'll hit the mid and upper 50s before noon, maxing out in the low 60s this afternoon. Beautiful moonlit and star-filled night ahead. But if you're going to be enjoying the moon and the stars tonight, you got to bundle up. I'm talking about multiple layers. 37 degrees on average. Will feel like the upper 20s with the wind chill. Winds will be out of the northeast at 8 to 10 miles per hour. Again, like I said, the views are simply gorgeous. This time from the beautiful Biloxi Back Bay Tower Cam, living up to its name today and pretty much every day. It doesn't matter if brimstone's falling from the Back Bay, it's still one of my prettiest shots. The Tower Cam courtesy of our friends at the Scarlet Pearl. Temperatures are warming. We still have a couple of upper 30s in the area. Actually, every reporting site north of the interstate in the upper 30s. The exception is Bogalusa at 41. Pascagoula 41 as well. The warmest location. I'm talking about warm, and I'm mentioning 42 degrees in Gulfport, Biloxi, and Ocean Springs. Winds, they're gusting into the mid 20-mile-per-hour range. Windy today. Winds will taper off overnight. Breezy tomorrow. So here's the real feel. When we factor in the wind chill, it feels like 30 degrees in Louisdale. There's just no sense in this. 34 is the real feel in Bay St. Louis, 31 in Poplarville, 36 in Gulfport. Again, this is the wind chill, not the ambient temperatures. Regional wise, that cold air mass dominating throughout the region. Look at this. Jackson, Tennessee, 25. Fayetteville, Arkansas, 21 degrees. I said there's no sense in 42, right? With the wind chill of 35. That is downright disrespectful. We don't need 21 degrees before Thanksgiving. This is the first year we've had cold temperatures before Thanksgiving like we've got right now. It's been 5 years, and I stand by what I said earlier. It's going to snow this year, at least once. Only about an inch, but hey, it's going to snow. Cold winter ahead, folks. This morning, temperatures are warming. We'll hit 61 degrees this afternoon. Windy and sunny, 35 or 37 overnight. We'll feel like the upper 20s. Warming trend begins tomorrow. We'll be back in the mid 60s. That warming trend will continue through the first weekend of November. Mid and upper 70s this weekend with plenty of sunshine. Upper 70s to 80 degrees early next week.
Wow, when Rob said it was going to snow this year, I gave him a weird look, but he's right on track. So we're zeroing in. Hadn't even hit Thanksgiving. It's cold. Home prices hit another record high in August, and U.S. consumer confidence fell again in October. Jane King finds herself at the NASDAQ with those stories and more in today's Morning Business Report.
Morning Business Report. Brought to you by Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply.
Good morning. Consumer confidence fell to the lowest in 5 months on inflation, interest rates, and Mideast unrest. Sticky inflation continues to hit consumers. Food and fuel, again, are the top worries for households. While the use of freelancers is on the rise in the U.S. Now, Harvard Business Review says 20% of U.S. work is done by freelancers. The shift to freelancers allows firms to save on headcount and employee costs. Well, stocks closed higher on Halloween, but logged the first three-month losing streak since 2020. And home prices finished the summer at another record high as home affordability falls to a historic low. The national average for the increase on home prices was about 6%. Home prices are on the rise as fewer homes are being built. Meanwhile, Zillow and other real estate stocks plunged after a Missouri jury found the National Association of Realtors colluded to maintain high brokerage commissions. The Justice Department is also scrutinizing the commission sharing system, which typically puts home sellers on the hook for a 5 to 6% cut of the sales price, split between the agent and the representative for the buyer. From the NASDAQ market site, I am Jane King with your morning business report.
Coming up, our guests are here to tell you how you can warm up someone. Coming up, talk to our guests about how you can stay warm during the holidays, and they know just how to do it. Stay with us.
And you guys could face her out the entire time.
Right.
Look this way. You're close to him. You might have to move that chair. Of course.
And you know how it is, man. Time gets away from. Yeah. Okay. Yes, please. Okay. Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back. This morning, our friends Brian and Peyton Younger joining us from Geiger Heating and Air. And of course, you know where I'm going with this. Heat for the holidays. And Brian, we were just talking, my man, 9 years now.
9 years. Time flies.
What a great program. And you know, we're blessed to see this every year, what you guys put on for needed viewers in the local community. Before we get into everything else, Geiger Heating and Air, man, that's a name that's well known in the community, in the local area.
Yes, sir.
Give us a little bit of background on that.
We've been in business since 1969. Peyton is going to be a third generation. My father owned it. Now I own it. And Peyton's going to be taking it over one day. Okay. Not sure how soon, but he'll be taking it over.
You looking to adopt any other kids? You know, I'm looking to take over business myself.
He's been working hard. He's been with us a while, and he loves this promo. He's been around since he was a kid in the shop, so he's been around seeing us do it. And when I asked him if he wanted involved, he jumped at it.
It's nice to see that continuity. It's nice to see kids wanting to be involved in the family business, not saying that it's something easy, which I know by chance your business is not anything close to being easy, but it's nice to follow that trend, to have that family history and to be able to still promote that to the local area as well. Peyton, how do you feel about this, man?
I mean, just growing up in this community, you know, any chance you can to give back, especially something as important as, you know, year-round comfort. Yeah. Heat for the holidays is just, you know, an excuse for us to give back to the community we've been serving since 1969. So, I mean, super easy to just, you know, want to do it and get involved.
Nice. And you hit the nail directly on the head, giving back and throughout the year as well. Brian, summer months, man, they're excruciating. This past summer, yeah, at 99 to 115 with the heat index. That's bad in its own. And now we've got the reverse of that. It's 37 degrees outside, man. These older houses, they cool down like that at nighttime with the lack of any kind of insulation. This is certainly something that's needed. Heat for the holidays. What's your favorite thing about this, Brian?
Giving back. Giving back to the community. this is where we live. This is where our kids go to school. It's important to us. And without the community, we wouldn't be in business.
I like that. My follow-up question was, why did you start this? But then again, you just said that right there, clear as day. If not for the community, you folks wouldn't be in business.
That's right. Our customers trust us.
That's nice. That's nice to have, and I love watching it when y'all get out there and we do those live interviews, and you know, these deserving people, they're so happy. What goes through you when you're standing out there? What goes through y'all when you're standing out there and you're interacting with these winners?
It's my favorite part when they open the door and they realize they won, because I would say 50% of the winners didn't even register themselves. A family member or a friend or a neighbor registered them, so they had no idea. And that look on their face when they know that they're going to be comfortable in the summer and the winter, it makes it all worth it.
Yeah, that's nice, man, to see that they won, and not because they entered and they were looking forward to winning, a complete surprise out of left field, when other people thinking you're deserving. I'm gonna go ahead and register you.
Last year, the winner actually thought we were trying to scam. She was like, I'd never won anything. There's no way. She goes, I didn't even enter. I was like, well, your niece entered you, so you won.
That's really sweet, man. That's nice. I love what you guys do, and I love that we partner with you.
Yes.
I hope y'all can continue to do this for many, many years to come, and we look forward to it as well.
Yes, sir.
Brian, thanks a lot, my man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Thanks for having us.
It was good seeing you, my
Yes,
friend.
sir.
And you guys take care. Folks, coming up after the break, we'll be back. Well, I'll be back. I'll be back with the forecast. Stick around.
And now, your weather authority.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Clean sweep with Mississippi Power Doppler. Not a cloud in sight this morning. Cold temperatures. We have the low and mid 40s. These are updated values. Overnight lows, mid and upper 30s. A couple of locations in the low 40s here along the beachfront. And the winds, they're starting to elevate once again. Mid to upper 20s, and a north wind continues to move in. By this afternoon, relative humidity is going to drop to the non-existent range. I'm talking about the 20% range. This morning, the beautiful tower cam shot coming up to us from Hancock County. This is H.L. Raymond Properties, the top Dan B's restaurant. I've shifted it a little bit further towards the north and the northwest. You can see downtown Bay St. Louis area, beautiful view, rather deceptive because it is cold. In the tropics, this disturbance in the central Caribbean will continue to drift west. Not much of a chance of development, but we'll track it and keep you updated. 61, windy and sunny today. 37 overnight. Will feel like the upper 20s. And then the warming trend begins back into the low 70s Friday. This weekend, the first weekend of November, mid and upper 70s with plenty of sunshine.
All right, thanks so much there, Rob. Up next, a meteorologist has a Halloween costume that's so clever he wishes Rob does that he came up with this one. Wait till we see it when we come back.
All right.
Okay.
She on mic 5. 5. Go for mic check, Kate.
Mic check, hi, 1, 2, 3, Kate.
Our last segment this morning, I'm Rick Boone, news director here at WXXV. Kate, the assistant news director here at WXXV. What are you doing this morning?
Oh, just hanging out, you know.
The bosses are just chilling and taking over. Yeah, that's right, that's right. We're in for Ansley and Grant this morning, and also Trey's here, Rob's here, and we got one last story to bring.
Rob is not here.
Oh,
I'm Ansley
okay.
Brent. This is my costume.
You win.
You win.
You win.
Stole the internet.
Slightly about. We got weather first, or we do this first?
We're going to do this first.
Do this first. Okay. The forecast in California looks a little spotty.
Meteorologist Jonathan Novak in Los Angeles got a little creative for his Halloween costume on Tuesday by using some tape and a green screen. Viewers could see right through Novak, but he did leave a finger uncovered to point at the screen.
You know, real quick, 5 seconds. Clay did not know this, who's the producer of the show. You all didn't know this, but Jonathan's actually one of my best friends.
Really?
You're kidding.
Yep, we've been friends for about 25 years. We started in the business together, and he's in Los Angeles. We talk all the time.
Wow.
So, you all didn't even know. Jay know, we call him. He used to be on The Bachelorette as well.
Of course.
Folks, that wraps it up for us this morning. Be sure to tune back here for our midday show. Have a great day, everybody.